I want to talk about the two most hopeless teams in the NFL. There are two teams that, when I look at their scenario and their situation, much more than anyone else, there are some bad teams in the NFL, like the Jets are bad. But the Jets have Zach Wilson, a quarterback who I think is way too young to give up on. The Lions are building a culture. I love their head coach, Campbell. I don't love Jared Goff, but Jared Goff's, I think, better than people give him credit for. He's not horrible. Washington, you can argue, has at least hope because Washington has Carson Wentz, and there's potential there for him to be really good. The Jaguars have hope. They've added a bunch of new players, a new coach. They got Trevor Lawrence. Even the Saints, they got Jameis Winston. The Chicago Bears have Justin Fields. Like almost every team in the NFL, even if they're bad, you go, hey, they might not be very good. But you can at least see a roadmap and a potential path where they could work out and be really good. Like, again, the Jets are terrible. But the Jets have Zach Wilson, who I think is talented and had a rough rookie year, but could bounce back. The Falcons, Marcus Mariota could work. There's all these teams out there that are bad football teams, like I said. But they got a shot here. Houston, they got a bunch of draft picks in Davis Mills. Now, the two teams in the NFL that I look at them and I don't feel hopeful. I don't feel a sense of, hey, you know what? These two teams might be bad, but at least they got X working for them. I'm like, nah, even these two teams don't even have that. There's nothing I feel good about with the Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are, man, it's disappointing. You know, I was so excited when they hired Matt Rule, a guy who turned around Temple University, turned around Baylor, college coach who I thought could work in the NFL. He hired some good people. Joe Brady was awesome. They made a move for Sam Darnold. I'm like, hey, let's see how this goes. This could be awesome. Teddy Bridgewater didn't work at quarterback. Sam Darnold was awful last year. They fired Joe Brady. Now they're in a bad spot, and I don't know how you feel good about the Carolina Panthers today, where you're like, oh yeah, there's potential, there's hope. With what? It's rough out there. There's not a lot of potential. There's not a lot of excitement to be garnered in Carolina. I feel similar about the Seattle Seahawks. They are the two worst and most hopeless teams in the entire NFL. You know who Seattle's quarterback on the best quarterback on the roster is right now? It's Drew Lock, who at times in Denver looked immature, unprepared, and just not a professional. He's their quarterback number one so far in Seattle. Oh, and by the way, they were already a bad football team. They're a bad football team who lost their quarterback, Russell Wilson, and then got even worse. Oh, boy. I don't know how you feel good in Seattle. They're rebuilding with the oldest coach in the NFL. Pete Carroll is 70 years old. How does it feel to be rebuilding with a guy who is the oldest guy in the league? I can't feel good to me. It's not college. Like in college, you see guys last till they're rickety and old. Like I don't think compare Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll. I worry the game has changed, and we're seeing these new wave coaches: Mike McDaniels, Brandon Staley, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and Pete Carroll had his time. He's been getting his butt kicked by the Shanahans and McVays of the world recently. So I'm just calling it out now. Today, Seattle and Carolina are the most bleak, worst organizations in the NFL, where I don't see an outcome where they're like going to work out. I think they're probably going to be, they could be the number 1 and number 2 pick next year in the NFL draft. And I'm calling it now. These organizations are in bad shape. And like I said, look, almost every team in the NFL, even if they're bad, you can make an argument. Well, you know, the Bears got a new coach. They got a young quarterback, a new GM. Like, you can make an argument where it works out well for almost every bad team in the NFL, but not Seattle, but not Carolina. I don't have a lot of faith. I have no confidence, and I'm very worried for the future of the Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers.